G'day everyone, welcome to Xrissart. My name is Chrissy and thank you for joining me today. Well, we are back at it again, and you know, I think I must have a thing for small faces, because lately that's all I've been doing. So what I've done is I've covered most of my my area. The size that I am doing is 50 centimeters by 40 centimeters. Oh, g'day Cherry, hello there my dear, how you going? Nice to see you here. Yes, and so what's going to happen? Well, there's still quite a lot to be done, but at least I've blocked in and I sort of know where I am. The one thing that I will be doing this section here on my Patreon channel, and which I probably should put that little thing there. Oh yeah, there we go, that's it there. And showing how to paint a fabric on. Hello Ali, how you going? Nice to see you here. And oh, good morning Louise, hello there, hello. And I'll be painting the fabric, like I said, on my Patreon channel. Yes, but today I'm going to be concentrating on this area. And the reason I do this, I take this to a certain point. I take it to about, I don't know, 80% here, or you know, 75%. I get at least most of it, it's in my head, and I need to do other areas, and of course I always go back to it and try to see what area needs more. So today I'm going to just do this area here. I might even get into the skin tones, but small bloody faces, that's all I seem to be doing these days. So here I go. Now I was working on it a little bit the day before yesterday, but let me get my glassine paper, because I'll be leaning on this quite a bit. Okay, and I'm just going to get going. So what has been going on with everyone? Hope everyone is keeping well. Okay, here we go. What I'll do is also, hang on, I need to do this. It's evening in the UK. All right. Okay, just a bit after 9. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay, so it's not quite bedtime, is it? Oh, well, it wouldn't be bedtime for me at 9, honestly. I go to bed so late sometimes. Sometimes it's ridiculous the way I am. Yeah, there you go, Louise, and good evening to all as well. Whatever tickles your fancy, of course. Ah, dear. All right, so what I'll do is, and I'm going to get going. Oh, hang on, just trying to say, where is my okay, so it's, oh, g'day Kathy, hello. What I'm doing here, you know what, it's really interesting. I've got 3 good size, oh actually I've got about 5. Oh my gosh. Well, I've got 5 good size paintings on the run. 3 are heavily being done, which includes this one, and 2 on Patreon, and they all do different things. They all show you different things. This one, I don't know what this shows us. It probably shows us how to mix pastels. It always does, doesn't it? Yeah. Which I think I've got that down now to a T. I think I've been practicing enough with colours for that. Yes. So what I'm doing here is I'm just making up sort of some skin tones. slightly a bit different in this subject here because there's different light, and yeah, I want to introduce different things. So, oh, hello, hang on, who have we got? Hello, Jelena, how you going? Jelena, you and me have to talk. You and me have to talk. I want to know about this slate. You've got your art haul, and I want you to tell us all about it when you've been using it. But what made you get this? I'm really interested. Louise says, yes, I go to bed late as well. Yeah. Okay. Cherry says, nowhere near bedtime for me, says Cherry. Okay. And you've had your, oh, good girl. Yes, mine is probably due soon as well. Yeah. Well, yeah, so I'd be really interested to see how you, what made you decide to, to get into that? Usually it's something that you've seen, or you want to just have a go at something different. It's usually the case, isn't it? Yeah. All right. Nanette, hello. Pam, hello. And to our American friends, happy Thanksgiving for you. Okay. Jelena says, the slate is for plein air painting or drawing. Oh. Oh, you're going to have to tell me more. You see, Nanette wants what is it? Influencers to influence her to buy more gear, art gear that is. So Nanette, here's something for you to have a go at. Ali says, Chrissy, is it possible to make your own rose of ultramarine, as an acrylic and oil paint don't have this color? Just wish a brand made this color in acrylic and oil. When you say rose of ultramarine, do you mean, is that like a rich alizarin, like a dark alizarin crimson? Like, is this the kind of, because I'm just trying to think of what you would use rose, like if you were painting a rose. Is that what you mean? Like, oh, you can definitely mix well, of course, in watercolor and all of the mediums. I'm sure that you could mix something like this. But is it possible to make your own? Yeah, well, I reckon I could mix it, if that's the color you mean. Okay. I want to know what I missed. Okay. Jelena has, if you go on to share your art with Xrissart, Jelena has put her art haul. We were talking about this some time back, and Jelena had bought, we were talking about, I don't know, we always talk about buying art supplies, but this one, and of course Jelena told us how much this was, and we're thinking, oh my gosh, how is it? That's a lot of money. And then Jelena did go to explain, the purchase in question. But yes. Okay, Daniel Smith's watercolor Rose of Ultramarine. Getting the exact ratio is hard, because if it has too much ultramarine, it will look, yes. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go have a look. Ooh, I wonder if I've got it. No, it's not close. I wish next time I'm going to bring my watercolor, my swatches, and we can go through that. But I'm going to have a look. What were you talking about before I got on? Okay. the slate, you can use it on a tripod, okay, or just over the shoulder. You should look it up on YouTube, Chrissy. It's really cool. Okay, all right. I'm going to have a look because soon, if I'm allowed, or if we're allowed, I want to do, well, we can anyway, but I want to do some plein air painting, but I want to go to the vineyards. And I'm a member of a couple of two cellars, or two winemakers, and they've got a beautiful vista in which I would like to capture, if I can, the landscape. But I want to set up there, but I want to ask permission if I could. So maybe this is something that I could look for. I mean, I've got a pochard box. A pochard? Do you call it a pochard box? No, a pochard. I've got a pochard, but yeah. So that's what I'm waiting for. And of course, you know, I'd be there like for most of the day if I could, if I was allowed. All of these factors are going to make a, you know, if they let me, that's it. So this might be worthwhile looking into. Yeah, Jelena. Okay. Oksana, hello, how you going? Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Yes. Yeah, again, to all our American friends, happy Thanksgiving. I hope it all. Hope you all had a lovely time with your families. I must say, us Australians and the British, yeah, we don't do that. We've got other things that we do, I suppose. Yeah. We have Boxing Day. We have, what do we have? All kinds of things like that. Okay, it's called, it's called Etcher Slate. You can get a smaller one called Etcher Slate Mini, and the biggest one is a Etcher Satchel. Cherry says, at least you wouldn't get dehydrated, Chrissy. No, that's right, Cherry. Oh, you people know me well. Yes, you know me well. Okay, look, you know what? I'm actually going to have a look at that. Because I definitely want to get into plein air, and I think the, you know, and you know what? I'll even like, if I was to go plein air, I would set up a camera. Oh yes, I would set up a camera. Yeah, I'd have the whole thing. I'd set up everything. So hopefully, or maybe do a like a Facebook Live or something like that. I might even do something like that. Yeah, that would be something different. Yeah, I'd have to make sure that my batteries or everything is, you know, charged, because anyway, yes. Okay, Cherry says, we used to have Guy Fawkes night, but now Halloween seems to have taken over. Yes, we've got Halloween too now. We never had that when I was growing up, but there you go. We've adopted things from each other, I think. Okay, Oksana says, I wanted to say how grateful of this group community, and especially for Chrissy creating such a positive and, oh my gosh, inspirational space. Oh, look, you are so welcome, and it's all because of you all. We're all together, and that's the best part. That is the best part. I am just you know, I'm always lost for words. I never have the right words to describe how I feel sometimes, and I'm so happy that that you're all here, you know, or we're all together, and that we inspire each other, and we're kind to each other, and so many things, which is nice. And it's something which I think Nanette, and I haven't forgotten that word, and Nanette called it fellowship. It's the fellowship, and that Nanette has actually stayed in my head. I think about it a lot. Sometimes I'm thinking, and that's the way I like to describe what we have, which is very nice. It's the fellowship, yes. Yes. I never quite have the right words to describe how I feel sometimes, and you guys just nail it, like you hit it. Yeah, I feel the same. Yes, there you go. Yeah. We try to keep it as safe as possible for everyone, so everyone, yes. There's no silliness, hopefully. And we have fun, don't we? Oh, hello, Abigail. Hello, hi, everyone. Glad to meet you again. And glad to meet you again, too. Yes, so that is how I feel, too. And, you know, I've got so many things lined up for us. Of course, God willing, please. I've got so many cool things happening for us. Early next year, we're going to be doing and I know I mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. I'm going to be holding a landscape, another landscape challenge. Another challenge like we had our portrait challenge. I'm going to introduce the landscape challenge, and that will be just after the new year. I'll have all of the details, and give us all a couple of months. So, you know, again, it's going to be judged, you know, but that's okay. It's something to look forward to. So there's that. Oh look, she's got a bit of a cleavage here. Now this here, she's looking into a reflection, and I'm trying to get her cleavage in, but this part it's going to be the tricky part, because there's fabric here, and I mentioned it earlier, but I'll mention it again today. I'm going to do the fabric in real time on Patreon, so I'm working in this area here. So it's something that the patrons have asked for, and I'm going to go ahead and do it. So hopefully it should be done this time next week, or maybe we should have some of this done. How about that? Yep. Okay. All right. Cherry says, it's like having lots of friends, yes, and meeting up for fun. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Louise says, great description, Nanette. The fellowship, yes, so true. Absolutely. And I'm all, you know, sometimes like I'm just about to get emotional. I'm just going to hang on. I get really emotional, and I'm just so I'm just so honoured to have you all around. I'm just so I really am. It's huge for me. Like, I don't think you realise how huge it is for me, but anyway, more than you'll ever know. So I take nothing for granted. Nothing for granted. You know, life is too short, isn't it? The idea is to live your life to the best that you can and be the best human being that you can. And I'm very honoured to have you all around, and for us all to be around together. It's nice. It's a nice feeling. It's got D, hello! After holiday naps going on, so I can sneak in here for a bit. Well, hello D, how you going? Well, I'm not quite sure if you heard as well, D, because you may have come in just after I mentioned this. I'm having a landscape. You know how we had our portrait challenge? Well, I'm going to do the same for landscape, and that's going to be introduced. I'm going to introduce that in just after the new year with all the details. So, and the reason why I'm telling you all now is that so you can get your thinking caps on and think about if you wanted to participate, number one, and to give you a chance to figure out what you would like to do. Of course, in any medium. What else can I think of? And it has to be, it can be a landscape, a seascape. It could be landscape, seascape. Heck, you could even do a spacescape if you wanted. Or even urban scape. Any of those four would I think would be ideal. So, you know, get your thinking caps on. So think about that. Okay, Oksana says, Chrissy, thank you for sharing your latest metal. Oh, okay. It looks like a fun. Oh, yes, that one. That is a really good size, and we've been doing this one on Patreon. And you know what's really interesting about metal, painting metal, for example, because most of that painting so far has been metal, but the rocks are coming on the other side, on the other, probably about the third of it. What's really interesting when you're painting metal is, and I'm not using metallics, that's the whole point. It's the reflection. It's the reflection that is the important part. Yeah. And of course, like it could be a light reflecting. It could even, like if you've got, I don't know, it could be, I don't know, you're on a, like you've got a metal teapot, and of course there's a teacup right next to it, and you can see the reflection of the teacup or the sugar bowl or whatever it is that's around it. You can see the reflection, and that's what helps. Your brain does something. I don't know the technical term, but your brain sort of figures it out that it's metal, you know. So yes. Okay. Abigail says, to me it feels like an art home with our friends. Some of us know each other, of course, for years now. Absolutely. I feel exactly the same way. And hello, Andrea. Hello, welcome. Nice to see you here. Louise says, Chrissy, you're welcome. Oh, you have the soul of, oh my gosh. I mean, you share your quirks and your and my mistakes. I always make sure I show my mistakes. Or should we say challenges? I like that one. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more. Oh, you are so... Louise, honestly, that is such a sweet thing to say. Thank you so much. That's so nice. Okay, and that's so lovely, thank you. Cherry says, I keep looking at that metal project and see more each time. Yes, and of course, because I'm using the bristle brushes on that one, you know, it is a slower process, but it's getting there, you know what I mean? And yeah, up at the moment, the one where you've seen where I've posted, he's folding his arms, but there's a big gap in his in his center, and it's going right through to the mountains. Well, you know, it's part of the composition and stuff like that. You know, I do all the surreal stuff, but you can see that he's got metal cuffs. You can see his breastplate, and there's also a bit of fabric like his tunic, which is on the side, and it'll all start to look like something when I've done probably most of it, I reckon. Probably most of it, because at the moment it is looking a bit higgledy-piggledy, isn't it? So yeah, but you know, yes, and actually sorry, I just read Oksana's comment. I'm lucky to have you all too. Oh gosh. Take control of yourself, Quizzy. Stop. Got me off my train of thought there for a minute. Sorry, I have to focus. What was I saying? Metal and oh, you've just, sorry. Mistakes, that's right. That's what I wanted to go back to Louise's comment. There's a lot of artists don't show their struggles, and I don't know why they don't do that. I don't know why they oh, hang on. Oh my gosh, I've got to get a tissue. Hang on a sec. Two secs. You made me get sooky. That's what you did. Oh gosh. Yes. A lot of artists don't show their you know, their and I don't know why. I don't know why they do that. They don't show the struggles, because you know what? For every one painting, they would have had 50 million. Shall we say the way Louise says it, challenges, for example? Or do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And you've seen so many times where I'm thinking, oh, okay, yeah, not looking good, this one. Or, and how I've brought it back to where I wanted to do it, and you've actually seen me do that as well. So I don't see why, and I think it's quite intimidating for people for artists that do that, because they would have struggled. They would have struggled unless you're some kind of genius. Different story, but I'll tell you. Yeah. So I always, and that's the reason why I wanted to say that, is that, you know, people is not to feel intimidated by artists who do magnificent work. Like, I'm the first one. Like, I get gobsmacked. Probably, I'm forever picking my jaw up off the floor constantly. But I know and appreciate that they would have done like a whole heap of art projects to get them to that particular level. So yes. And the only thing is that everything I do is public. I show you probably about 90% of the stuff, because the other stuff is just boring stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff that you wouldn't want to be interested in. But you will see, and particularly on my Patreon channel, you will see that, because everything is real time. Everything is real time. Even there have been times when, oh, okay, this is not going so well. And you will see it step by step, real time. I know, and of course, can I just plug that again? It's just if people wanted to, if people who are just discovering me and wanted to check out and do real time projects, join me on Patreon, and the description box. Sorry, the details are in the description box below. But yes, yeah, so there, you know, so, but all the artists here, like, oh, you guys just do, you guys intimidate me. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how good is this? Okay, and Andrea says, Chrissy, I wish I could watch your live streams always. However, it's always late on this. I know, I'm so sorry, Andrea. You know what? I try so hard to try to find the right time. You have no idea. I struggle. I'm quite happy to forego my sleep to get it at the right time. The only problem with me is that these days the daylight saving has changed for us, and so some of the stuff, and because I have a day job, and of course I've got to get up the next morning, but I try so hard to stay up, particularly on the Unmasked Arts channel. I try to I know Will, he live streams, and it's about 11 or 12 o'clock midnight for me, and I'd really try to join in if I could, but like during the weekends I could stay up all night. I don't care, because I know that I don't have to go to work the next day. So there you go. Rob, hello, how you going? Nice to see you again. You're making a habit of this, the rose amongst the thorns. Dare I say it again. Oksana says, oh, Chris, I can relate to your feelings. I can hardly sometimes hide my emotions and struggles, so it's good to get it out of the system. Yeah, but publicly, it's a healthy thing to do. All right, okay. Chrissy, it's okay. Change of subject. What is everyone doing for the festive season? Me, group, family get together. It has been a while with COVID. Okay. For the festive season, let me see. I'm going to probably be having Christmas at my house, where my parents are aged and frail. Most of my relatives are in Sydney, so that means and I'm north, so I'm 2 hours drive north. I mean, it doesn't stop me from going down there. I go down there because my grandchildren are down there, and so I do visit. But for the sake of my parents that are not very good at travelling, more so my mum, I'm going to have Christmas here, and you know, whatever family can be here. Of course, COVID has done so many horrible things to us, you know, trying to get our families together, but yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. My boys, trying to get all of my children under one roof. Of course, you know, they've got their you know, like their grown families too, but anyway, I'll see if I can get all of my children under one roof. I don't think so this year. My younger children, when I say my younger children, like they're in their 20s, the defence, because my boys are in the army, the younger ones, the defence is not letting them, because they consider my state a great big hotspot. And of course they're in different states in Australia. One's in Queensland, Townsville, and the other one's in Darwin. So yeah, so that's what's going to happen. But that's okay. I have to cope with that. But all's good. Hopefully we'll get to catch up soon. But yes, and hopefully it's been raining here like cats and dogs for a couple of weeks. It normally is quite hot here, but for some reason it's been raining. So, but hopefully the weather will be nice. Yeah, hopefully the weather will be nice. And what is everyone else doing? That would be okay, Evergale, you're getting a new lockdown. Oh, great. See? It's And is Hanukkah coming up soon? Oh, I've got to make sure I get my festive seasons right. Okay. Andrew says, Chrissy, I am in the same time zone as Will, so I totally understand your struggles. I share them with you. Yes. Rob, am I trying to make you blush? I don't think I could make you blush. I think you make me blush. That's what you make me blush. Oh dear. Yes. Yeah, I don't think, yeah. Okay, you had a big Thanksgiving, Nanette, and probably a small Christmas. Okay. Yeah, it's and particularly when the families get you know, when the families get larger, you know, there are, you know, you try to please both sides of the family, you know. That's always been the case, hasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. And it's like that with me. I mean, I've got a big family on both sides of my parents and my, like, on my parents' side, and I've also got, and you know, my husband's got a good sized family as well. So how do you, you know, my at the moment I want to be able to see my aged relatives more so now, and both sides, like, you know, on my side of the family, and of course on my husband's side of the family, you know, they're all in their, you know, in their either their late 70s and 80s and 90s, should I say, as well. So I want to make sure that I get to see them before I do anything else. You just don't know how much time you have, you know what I mean? Like, you know, my dad, he's I want to make sure that my dad and mum are happy in their later years. You know, my dad's 86, he'll be 86, I believe, soon. And my mum is 81, so, you know, but then again, so I just want to make sure that, you know, yes, Abigail, yeah. Yeah, we all miss our families too. Like, you know what? I haven't seen my grandchildren, like, in real. I've seen them on FaceTime all the time for about 6 months. 6 months because of lockdown. Bloody hell. But I'm going to see them this weekend, so that's okay. Okay, Pam says, I'm having Christmas at my granddaughter. Oh, new in-laws, then Boxing Days, yeah, and they are all they're all at your place on Boxing Day. And Boxing Day's big here, isn't it? It really is. It's big here as well, which is the day after Christmas. Oh, g'day, Jen. You tucked in there. You stuck in there. I didn't see you. Hello there, how you going? Okay, this will be yet another Christmas far away from family, but I'm staying busy. So glad that I was able to stop on here. Chrissy, your art is... Oh, thank you so much, Jan. You're so sweet for saying things like that. Well, I've got a few on the go, that's for sure. But and I think there are 3 which are going to finish all at about the same time. And they're all big pieces, so they've taken a while, and you've seen quite a few little progress snippets here and there. So, you know, get ready. Rob says, okay, I blush very easily in real life. I'm only brave behind the keyboard. All right, okay. All right, I'll take your word for it. But I find that very hard to believe. Because you're an old smoothie, you're a smoothie. Yes, okay. So you're probably wondering, what the heck is she doing there? Well, I can tell you in real life, it's very cool. This project on screen is cool, but and I've put a progress shot in Share Your Art with Xrissart, and my Facebook there, and I think I've put a yes, I've put a few progress shots up, and you'll see how it really looks in real life. There's a lot of lights which are shining on this at the moment, so. But thank you so much. I appreciate that comment. Okay, Nanette says, when the kids get married, you have to share them during the holidays. Yes, Nanette. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, I know. But that's, you know what? That's how it is, isn't it? Because you watch, their children will have their families of their own, and they will be doing the same thing. So, what is it? As God says, nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. God says that. So, why should it be any different? Yes. Yes. That's right. Happy Hanukkah for Abigail. Okay. Oh, so it's your turn for Christmas, Cherry. Wow. But you know what? I love entertaining. That's the thing. I love it. I love, you know what? I love cooking. I love entertaining. And what I think it is that food is the center of, it's a social behavior, isn't it? So, yes. So, particularly like with my family's huge, and that's how we all get together. It's always around like a birthday, a celebration, or just for the sake of having a, you know, family over, and it's always around food. Always around food. Kathy says, Chrissy, I wonder if we will still be watching you live stream when you're in your 80s. Well, you know what? I tell you what. If God gives me strength, so long as God gives me strength and health, I will be live streaming. I don't know how long I'll be live streaming, but I will live stream until God says, okay, Chrissy, you've had enough. That's all I can say. It's all up to God. But yes, I will be live streaming for a very long time. One is because I enjoy it. Two, and I think it helps me finish projects. Well, I've still got a few that aren't finished, but it helps me. Like, if I go back and do like a year that was, and I go back and see what all the projects I've done, then it helps me. I think live streaming helps me do the projects. I think that's, yes. But that's a very good question. I like that question. Cherry says, well, that's right. Well, you'd like to think that you'd be around in that time, but you know what? You need to have, so long as I've got all my faculties, I think that's the main thing. I think if health permits, yeah, like I mentioned, if health permits, I'll be here for a while. Okay. Abigail says, of course we will, Kathy. Only it won't be on the phone, but hologram, yes. You know what? There's so much going on in the world that, you know, I know we talk about it, but you know what? I reckon it will happen one day. Why not? All the things that we said in our lifetime when we were younger kids, what, you know, who would have thought that you would be carrying a mobile telephone when we were, say, 5 or 6 years old? Never in a million years. Heck, not even when we were teenagers. So why wouldn't a hologram be possible? Yes, I say yes. Jerry says, Chrissy, are you planning a long live stream at New Year? Yes, is the answer. I will be. Yes, I will be doing another one. I will be doing another one. And what I want to do is to see if I can invite guests. But if I can get myself organized to do that, I will. But yes, definitely. So there's that as well. Louise says, yeah, Chrissy, our youngest grandchild, we have never met as yet. There you go. She was born February this year, only seen her via FaceTime. There you go. They live in Victoria. We live in Queensland. Lockdowns and hot zones. Yes. Oh, hello. My family's scattered too. Okay. Okay, I miss working with PanPastels. I do most of my art digitally now. I'll need to dust off the art supplies and do a piece. Oh, that would be lovely. I wanted to get into digital as well. When? Tell me, when am I going to do all of these things? When? Okay, spending Christmas at my in-laws' house this year. Yep. Rob says, Chrissy will still be beautiful when she's 80 and look about 60 by then. Rob, you can say things like that anytime. Anytime. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Every year we have my ma'am and my in-laws for Christmas dinner. Oh, that's lovely. And you're cooking this year for the first time. Ooh, hooly dooly. Okay. There we go. Cherry says, we didn't even have a landline when I was 5. There you go. This is what I'm trying to... And there were homes that did not have a home. That did not have a phone. Oh, yes. I remember those days. Oh, yeah. Abigail says, Rob, we wish you luck. Humour. You people are funny. Okay. Kathy says, Chrissy, is that a spooky face I see? Yeah, I know. It will be spooky for a little while, but it is the lady's reflection. It is her reflection. And Kathy, we're going to work on this area on for Patreon, for fabric. So for those who are, there's a few people here that are on my Patreon channel. And so this area we're going to do on Patreon. So just thought I'd mention it, that's all. Okay. Um, Abigail says, I remember my first turkey. All I could get was 7 kilo bird. After 3 hours in the oven, it was still raw in some places. Oh, yes. Well, hang on, just having a look here. What have I got here? Yes. Well, you know what? It's trial and error, isn't it? I mean, I've cooked some turkeys in my time as well, and I've got to tell you, yeah, I've had some that haven't been success stories. But what I like to cook a lot is roast lamb. And what I do, sometimes, you know, we have like a Sunday roast sometimes here. I remember when I was a little girl, my mum used to always have, we always used to have Sunday roast. She always used to cook a chook and baked potatoes and baked potatoes and a bit of pumpkin, and what we used and how she used to make it, and of course I make it the same way. And I got to tell you a story about baking as well. When we're cooking, say, a lamb roast with baked potatoes. Well, the way my mum used to cooks it, she used to sprinkle a little bit of oregano, olive oil, plenty of garlic, and she used, and we used to have that, and we used to have not so much gravy, but I remember we used to, Mum used to have mustard. We used to have mustard with it. Oh, it was so nice. And of course, I do the same. I still do it. And you know what the funny part is that my husband also enjoys cooking. And I remember first time I said, look, I'll cook a roast. You know, I'll cook us a roast. And of course I cooked it. And he goes, that's not how you make a baked dinner. And I go, yes, it is. And he goes, no, it's not. And I go, all right, you do it next time. And of course, he did it he did it so differently. I mean, he cooks some fantastic stuff. So I'm so glad that he cooks, because that means he goes, oh, I'll cook for dinner. And I go, okay, you can cook, I don't mind. But although I love cooking, but you know. So his baked potatoes or his baked dinners were different to mine, which was, it was very interesting. Very interesting. So we're going back to the turkey. So that's, so I've baked a few turkeys in my time as well. I've been a bit adventurous at times. But yes, it's nice. Okay, Kathy says, we had to make calls through an exchange. There you go. Okay, and Rob says, I was about 10 when we got a landline. There you go. It's making us sound ancient, but what's happened is that, like, technology just is so quick before our eyes, you know what I mean? But yeah, I identify with all of those things. Okay, Oksana says, when I cook something complicated or special, I make sure the cook has a nice and happy drink while cooking. It always turns out great. That's what I do as well. Got a glass of wine, you know, glass of wine. You know, a happy cook is a good cook. I don't know. I just made that one up. Don't worry about that. Okay. Jerry says, okay, and when we did a party line, that we had to share. Oh yeah, this is Going back a while, isn't it? Oxana says, Chrissy, love lamb too. I make a special Russian dish called plov, and original recipe includes lamb. So good. Oh, yum, plov. You'll have to tell us all about it. Yes. Well, of course, I cook many things. I cook, and of course, this roast that I did, it was more of a Greek roast. Of course, I don't think the Australian roast uses oregano. That is very much Greek. That is Greek influence for sure. What can I say? That's how I grew up. I grew up that way. Well, my mum's Greek cooking. Okay. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Says I can't. Rob says I can't drink through the day. But I may try. Well, you have to do it now. That might help you with, the dinner. Rob. Louise says Nana always had a roast lunch on Sundays when I was growing up. See, there you go. See, there you go. This is what I mean. Hang on, she's too pink here. That's what I mean. I grew up like that. Those Sunday, and the fact that my parents used to work 6 days a week, and that was their time to be with us, to be as a family, sit down together and eat. I think that was one of the. I've been raised to sit down and eat as a family at dinner time. Well, these days, of course, it's not happening like that because, family they do their own thing. But when the kids were young, I tried to do that to the best. It didn't always work because our lifestyles were a bit different, back in the like, for example, at our parents' or grandparents' days, But yes. Okay, Nanette says, I have an Aussie friend living here in the US who does a Sunday roast with chicken. There you go. There you go. I rest my case. Abigail says, I've heard of a friend who dried the inside of turkey with a tea towel. Then she forgot it inside the turkey and put it in the oven. Her guests had a surprise. Imagine leaving a tea towel in the turkey. Crikeys. Oh, that's hilarious. Jerry says, Jerry, everyone in my family loves a roast dinner except me. Oh, and I have to cook the Christmas roast. Well, you know what? It's probably one of the most easiest things to do because all you do is you just put it in the oven. And I suppose it's the cooking time and all the herbs and stuff that you put in it that probably affects it. But I think that's probably one of the most easiest things to cook. Jane says, well, Chrissy, I need to get back to editing. Deadline is Monday to have the manuscript submitted. Stay safe and I shall see you again soon. Jan, thank you so much for popping in. It was lovely to see you in the chat. Take it easy and we'll talk to you soon. Rob says, okay, I may take a photo of the Christmas dinner and post it in Chrissy's group. Yes, go ahead. Do. Because we continue the conversation on Share Your Art with Xrissart. So we would love to see what you've done. Wonderful. Have to see it. Yes. Yes, we all want to see. My 10-year-old has 2 iPhones and 2 iPads. Well, One is his brother's, but he has claimed it. There you go. See? And how old? 10. You said 10. That's right. See, a 10-year-old, 10, we had a phone when I was 10. Yes. Yes, absolutely. See, this is what I mean, technology, you know, technology. Oh, okay. Angie, hello. Hello, my dear. Hi, all. I'm all of a sudden so hungry. Yes. 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 So am I. All right. Okay. That would be food porn, Angie. Oh dear. Okay. Kathy says, I can remember sitting at the kitchen table with my brother chewing on tripe. Oh, that was one thing I could not have. Oh, even the dog under the table wouldn't eat it. Yes, we always had roast Sundays. Yes. Oh, tripe. You know what? It doesn't even look nice. And when I used to look at it at the butcher, because that's where it was, at the butcher's, and it was just this ugly thing that it was just this I don't know what you call it. It didn't look very entertaining. It didn't look very appetizing, and I'm thinking, who in their right mind would eat it? Anyway, but that's me. And you, Kathy, it seems. Okay, Louise says, Aussie old way cooking lamb roast was dripping in the roasting pan with rosemary. There you go. Now it's cooked without lard, all types of seatings, and in a Weber for some. Oh yes, in the Weber, like in a barbecue. For all of those who don't know what the Weber is, it's like a barbecue that's got a like a dome. It's like a dome. Well, it's a barbecue in essence. Hi Stella, I'm new here, just listening to your lovely convo while I study. Oh, looks so nice. Welcome Stella, you are so welcome here. This is more or less of an art chat, a group gathering, and a bit of art all together, all in one. Oh, Oksana, thank you so much. Love you, Chrissy, and grateful to have you be a part of my life and my art journey as well. Keep on keeping on. You are so sweet. Thank you so much for that. You are a darling yourself. Stella, you are always welcome. I live stream. I YouTube live stream every Saturday. It's the Aussie Saturday here, but in the Northern Hemisphere it's either in the evening or afternoon in the Northern Hemisphere. I wouldn't be able to tell you, I wouldn't be able to tell you what times, but I'm so glad you're here. So you are welcome, most welcome. Kathy says, my mum grew up in the Mallee. Oh. And nothing was wasted. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I gotcha. My mum grew up in the Mallee and nothing was wasted. So often cooked things like sheep brains. Didn't make me any smarter. You know what? My mum used to give me sheep brains when I was a baby. Don't know. But yes. Okay, Stella says, I'm really intrigued with the PanPastels. I never saw those when I was a kid. No, neither did I, because this is as far as mediums, this is a relatively new medium. I think this was set up or invented in the 90s. Okay, so by standards, this is a relatively new medium. And I remember when I first picked up pans, there was hardly anything on YouTube, I promise you, about how to use them, apart from their website. And then there was this one other fellow who has this, I think, a Dutch name, and he was painting a certain way with them. So when I purchased them, I followed what he was doing, but then and I followed the website at the time, because that was the only way. And then I started playing around with them, and I've been using them for years, a good handful of years I have, and have developed a way to use them. But you know, everyone, well, when I say everyone knows about it now. And of course I've developed ways to use the pans. I want to use the pans to the max, so I'm using them with bristle brushes as well. Okay, and I need to finish that comment. Okay, I would have collected them if I'd known they existed. Yes, and of course, you know, Stella, for those who are just discovering the pans, of course they're the sponges. They're the Sofft Tools sponge when I refer to them as sponges. And then there's also the applicator tools with the applicator sponges, you know. So, and of course there are different shapes, different sizes, and there's the little small, it's not at my fingertips right now, I can't see it, but you know, there are all these different applicators that are specially made for pans. But you know, I wanted to extend the life of this medium, and I wanted to paint details, or I wanted to get into certain areas, and that's why I tried to find ways to, you know, to paint with them. And I paint with all kinds of brushes. Seriously, I paint with everything. You know, I paint with everything. Anything that's going to give me the result I'm looking for. So you are quite welcome to ask me as many questions as you want. Hopefully I'll be able to answer them. Right now, you might not be able to see just yet. Maybe I might just zoom in. How about if I just zoom in? Oh, here we go. Now maybe you can see her face. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Abigail says, I wish PanPastel would make small sets like the makeup I got. Yes, wouldn't that be a good idea? Because, you know what? You know what? That is a really good idea, Abigail. You should write to them about that. You know what? If you don't, I will, because I have spoken to Bernie before. I have spoken to them, and I wonder if they're thinking of that. Cece, hello dear, how you going? Nice to see you. Hello my dear, hope all is well with you. Very excited to see you here. And I could even say, like, you know, I say that I've, like I well, I think they know that I live stream, but because Bernie knows that I do, or Bernadette is her name, but I call her Bernie. She could, I could tell her that one of our friends here suggested it would be a good idea, and it would be like a good travel pack. Oh yes, that's a good idea. Okay, Stella says, yes, smaller pans would be awesome for beginners. Oh my gosh, I like that. Yes. That's exciting. I might write to them. Did you want me to write to them? Cherry says, yeah, the squares would be good and easier to store. Yes. Hey, they need like a smaller truss. Yes. Because, you know, it's like, you know, like, say, for example, Winsor & Newton, they've got their tubes, and then they've got their, you know, then you can buy the, you know, their little pan sets separately, and then they've got their little sets, like in, you know, sets of 6 or whatever, travel packs. Like, I mean, I'll write to them, and I'll write to them. You know what? They've probably already thought about it. Because I suppose when you're doing something like that, you need machines that can, that's, you know, if they're doing a great big production, you need machines to set it all up. I wonder if you can start to see this lady's face form. She's looking quite ghostly actually at the moment. You know, small face. I need to concentrate. I love that idea. Oh yes, please do, Chrissy. Okay, all right, I will. Silke, hello, hello. Oh, here's Silk. I think Silke. Okay, these are our influencers. Our biggest influencers here in the group are, I have to say, Abigail, Silke, Jelena. I think these are the 3 that stick out in my head that are the biggest influencers out. You guys, you 3 girls, right? Make us spend money when you make me spend money. So welcome, Silke. Okay. Yeah, Louise says, yes, small pan pastels, great for traveling with. Yes. I like that idea. I wonder if they've thought about it. That's interesting. I'm going to talk to them. Chrissy, you were really the founder for using PanPastels and introducing them and your various ways in applying to the YouTube viewers. You were my reason for using them years ago. Oh, Louise. Oh, that's so nice of you to say that. Wow. Yeah, if you go back, you'll see where I started using them. Oh. And I was using them even before I got my YouTube channel. I was using them before because I've got projects which are not on the, which are not filmed because I didn't know how to film at that point. So I have quite a few. Yeah. But you know what? But there are so many people, so many artists that do so many wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things, and all so inspiring. So aren't we lucky to have all of this wealth of information where we can inspire each other and stuff like that? I mean, people are using them with encaustics. They're using them to... And Silke, here's an example. Silke was using the pans for her polymer clay doohickeys things, majiggies, the, you know, the little so do you know what I mean, like the yes, all I can say is yes. Yeah. Yes. hi there. Yeah, Cece says, yeah, great to see you on live, and it's lovely to see you here. I'm happy to be here, Chrissy. I'm super. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And Kathy says, yes, a test kit. Yes. Angie says, I agree. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Cherry says, okay, it took me ages to collect all the colours because of budget, so a smaller size would have been great to try out first. Yes. And I know that they've got their, like their small kits. I know various artists have got their small starter kits and stuff like that, but which is wonderful, you know what I mean? Because then you can add to it as you go ahead. But I think a little travel kit would be good. I'll certainly email. I'll email her. Yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? Oh, we'd all buy it, wouldn't we? Well, especially someone like me, if I wanted to do plein air painting, I just wanted to take my pans, and I want to take pans. Of course, to take pans, I've got to have them all in these trays, don't I? In my backpack somehow. Or work out what colours I'm going to need. And of course you can mix, of course, so that's, you know, that's okay. But, you know what I mean? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, smaller pans, more affordable if you love them and use them a lot. You buy the normal size. Exactly. I like that thinking. Yes. Oh, and happy Thanksgiving to you, CC. Hope you had a great holiday. Abigail says, you can send them the picture I posted, for example. Okay, I will. Truly, I will. Yes, I will. I'll say that on my Facebook, we were talking about the pans, and we thought that would be a really good idea. Yes. Okay. Done. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yes. And I think, and I do agree, if we had, it would help artists get to know that medium. And it's true, Louise, like what you said, if they can try the small little travel pack, and if they like it, then they'll end up buying more sets. Yeah, or, whatever. At least they, they can test it and try it. Yeah. I probably would have done that. Or no, maybe not. Knowing me, I would have just gone. But, I started off with a set, and I just kept on, and as well for me, like it was like to get the whole set, it was just too much money. Like for here in Australia, it would have cost me around $800 to get the whole set. And that's not including like all the sponges and stuff like that. I think I would have got some sponges, but so if I got yes, I might do that. You know what, I reckon they've thought about it. Between you, me and the gatepost, I reckon they've thought about it. They must have thought about it. Must. But then again, maybe not. Otherwise, because I suppose, it takes a while to get, yeah. Oh, and I've got to say, the people at PanPastel are lovely. Bernadette has been she's been so encouraging and lovely in the past. So, yeah. So they might, and they're approachable, so I might be able to say something. Who knows? Okay, have you been doing okay, I've got something to say, but let me just read these comments. Same here. Okay. Speaking of Black Fridays, has anyone got any new art supplies? No, I bought some last week and I better not buy anything, but I want to, but I'm not going to. You got an aqua? Oh, hang on a sec. Okay, Silke says, okay, I got some more tubes of Holbein acrylic gouache and the Faber-Castell matte graphite pencils. Ooh. The matte ones, that means like no shine, right? Wow, that would be interesting. Abigail says, no, Oksana, I'm so proud of myself that I didn't, but the weekend isn't over yet. Oh, brother. Okay, all right. Okay, as you can see, slowly but surely here, but you can sort of see her a little bit now, can't you? Almost. Now, normally I do the eyes first on this, but I don't know why I didn't do that. Probably because I need a bit of concentration, and you know, I mean, look how tiny, I mean, seriously, look how tiny her eyes are compared to that. So, you know, I gotta get my magnifying glass to get in there and make sure that I don't stuff it up. Okay, wait till Cyber Monday? What's Cyber Monday? What? Is that something else? Have I missed something? Cyber Monday. I hinted heavily about a few supplies I wanted. Have to wait until Christmas to see if it worked. Okay, Cherry, keep on hinting, girl. Keep on hinting. Still thinking about what I need. Well, there you go, says Nanette. Yes, what do I need? What do I need? You know what I need? I need more art space to put my art supplies that I buy. They're starting to now... Oh, look, I've just... It's shameful. Anyway, we won't go there. Okay. Stop it now, Jerry. Okay. Need. Yes, need. Oksana says, I hope Santa is good to you. Yes, well, we hope so too. Okay, good. Now, that's a good question. What is Aquadrop? Yes. Okay, Louise says, yes, the PanPastels are great value for the money. They last a while. They do. They last a very long time. Like, seriously, they really do. They do. I've got to say that. Okay. However, they aren't affordable to just buy the full 80. Yes, colours outright. But I do have them all. Took a few purchases. And that's the same way with me, Louise. That is what happened to me. I couldn't afford... It was at the time, and I think that, you know, where I get them, obviously maybe I haven't been shopping around, you know, find the best bargain, but like $800 Australian, that's a lot of money just to, you know. So, and then I ended up, when you buy just one or two here or there, and then you slowly accumulate. But yes. Okay, it's Monday. Cyber Monday is Monday after Black Friday. Okay. And Oksana says, it's like a liquid watercolor in a bottle. This is answering, what is Aqua Drop? It's like a liquid water, like a liquid watercolor in a bottle. Oh, is that like the like the P.H. Martin's? Is that it? Okay, Oksana says, Chrissy, as long as I remember, after Thanksgiving came Cyber Monday for online shopping, but now everything is online nowadays, isn't it? Yes. Well, yeah. Yes, that is right. All right. Well, haven't gone too far here, but you know, that's all right. At least we can see that she is. At least we can see this lady is looking in the reflection. We can identify. Oh, well, anyway. As you know, it will come alive soon. I drove. Okay. Stella says, okay, thought Cyber Monday is for electronic stuff only. Nobody's shopping these days. Yeah. Okay, Nanette says, yes. Abigail was asking, have you received your gouache yet? And Nanette says, yes, Abigail, I've been using it not too successfully. Tonight I plan to try black water colour paper. Okay. But you know, Nanette, we don't give up, right? Gosh, I've still got to tackle acrylics yet. But I think I've got my handle on watercolour now. I think I've got it now. But the way I like to paint, you know what I mean? And Louise says, yes, around $11 or more Australian dollars. Yeah, you know. Yeah. And Nanette says, okay, I do love them, but I started out using them full strength, and you can imagine how bad that was. Now I'm working in layers and I'm much happier. Yes. Okay. I forgot I ordered the Schminky super granulating haze watercolor paints. Silke, woman, you're just as bad as I am. Or all of us, really, eh? We've just gone nuts. Okay. Okay, Chrissy, Oksana says, I'm sure you have Aqua Drop. Oh, yeah, I do have Aqua Drop now that I think about it. I've even shown you that I've got it. That's by Schminker, isn't it? It's by Schminker. It's embarrassing. Okay, I have just bought some 300 series Strathmore vellum paper. I have only used Daler Rowney Bristol board and Pastelmat. So I'm hoping that I will get new paper. Ooh. All right, okay. All right, let me see. Look, it is time. All right, so let's pull this back. Oh gosh, look at this straight away. Honestly, serious. Oh my gosh. Who says that you can't make a mess with pans? Me. I make a mess. Let me just pull this back so we can see what we've done here. Well, we've done this, but you need to see what I have done so far. There we go. There we go. So far, this is what I've done. Okay. Okay. And then it says, no one is as bad as you are, Chrissy. I know. Silke says, Chrissy, I am very bad at the moment. I have to stop this. But how? That's exactly right. But how? That says, why are you asking? That's right. Why are you asking me? That's so funny. Okay, Oksana says, Chrissy, what are you going to what are your go-to PanPastel colors? The ones you would have to buy to restock. Need I say more? This is usually the raw umbers. The raw umber is my go-to. The burnt siennas are mostly the red iron oxides. They're my go-to. They're the ones I go to a lot. Those three. But then there are the secondary ones which I need to mix with those, but only because I do skin tones as well. I mean, you can do skin tones with, you know, the primary colors that they have. I've done it. I've done videos on it. But yeah, they're the ones that I would probably get. Okay. All right. Today, this is, okay, well, I'm calling it a stream today. Thank you all so much for hanging around. I love being with you guys. You guys are so good. You make me laugh. I really look forward to Saturdays or when I live stream. And of course I live stream on Patreon as well, which I'm just giving it another good plug. So for those who are just discovering me and wanted to find out more about PanPastels, but in a different way that I do here on my YouTube, I go right into it and share tips and tricks and more than I do normally, and you'll get to see when I'm playing and testing things and stuff like that. And yes, so on that note, thank you all so much, and I'll see you all next week, God willing. Bye for now, and thank you all for watching and for hanging around again. Bye for now, everyone.